EA, DICE. Yes, after the Battlefield debacles, DICE is now a sin. Reading.
I am speaking to you from the cabinet room at 10 Downing Street.
Listening to Winston Churchill speaking through that static lo-fi radio transmitter is chilling and mesmerising, removing a sin. A scene taking place in 1940 that somehow involves a British commando jumping out of an American plane wearing an American uniform before the Americans were directly involved in the war? The Sten, 2 years before it was made. I didn't know there was time travel in this game. Awesome.
Father asked me if I was truly ready to go to war.
Narration.
Help me.
The music is absolutely enchanting. Remove a sin.
We are the fathers of our own future. That future must be chosen, nurtured, guided.
Remember the cliched truism from Battlefield 1? They're back! Thank you, DICE, for teasing the last Tiger war story in the prologue, even though it won't be out for another month. We really appreciate that. So kind of you. Speaking of which, shame on DICE for releasing this game with only 3 war stories when Battlefield 1 had 5 on launch. Battlefield 1 was already a short campaign, now Battlefield 5 clocks in at a massive 4 hours. 4 hours? 20 sins! A Tiger tank in 1941? Okay. The Battlefield theme never gets old. Enjoy this 1-minute fighter pilot segment in the prologue, folks, because this is the only time in the entire campaign that you will be required to fly a plane. Also, the bombing of Hamburg by the RAF was at night time. The Americans were the only ones who did the daytime raid. So, unless the moon got really, really fucking bright, or the Americans borrowed the entire Royal Air Force, then this is historically inaccurate. Another Tiger tank years before it ever saw action in the battlefield.
February 20th, 1943. Kasserine Pass in Tunisia.
Okay. Surprising that they let us play as a German. They may be the bad guys, but at least it's from a different perspective.
You're gonna f***ing love it. It's right up your street, your sort of thing. And it's got to be better than being in there.
Craig Fairbrass does the voice acting for Mason. Yes, the same Craig Fairbrass who does the voice for Gaz in Modern Warfare. You just gotta remove a sin for that deep and sexy voice, sort of like mine.
Do you know where we're going?
Oh yeah, I come here all the time. I bring the missus along sometimes.
Mason would be great at GamingSins.
Are you sure about these bombs of yours?
These safe pack of specials? They'll blow this place to pieces, mate, don't you worry.
Well, we just saw them get off the heavy cruiser. Why didn't they just load up with regular explosives there instead of using Billy's safe cracker specials? Nothing says Battlefield like stealth takedowns. There is an inordinate amount of stealth needed in this game. It's pretty foolish when the franchise is best known for its large-scale battles and when the stealth mechanics are so bad. Throw a lure, soldier blindly follows the lure, crouch behind him, stab him in the neck, rinse and repeat. I guess I'll rinse and repeat 5 sins on the sin counter then.
There. One safe cracker special. Courtesy of Billy Bridger.
Sorry, Billy Bridger, you're not allowed to proudly speak in the third person when you've been caught trying to rob the same bank 3 times.
Miss idea!
I can't imagine any possible scenario where the guy had Mason and Bridger held at gunpoint and he somehow ends up locked in his own trunk.
Good, son, that's really good.
I'm taking care of you, alright?
Soldier loves commanding officer like a father cliche.
Yeah, well, no surprise there.
I did it with me dad. He said I was useless just like you and he f***ed off and at me taking the fourth.
Daddy issues.
Why do you think that I recruited you for in the first f***ing place?
No idea.
Because you're a trier. Like them banks you try to rob. Even though you f***ed up, you kept trying.
Sure, recruiting a trier sounds like a good idea to Mason, but wouldn't it have been better to recruit someone who actually, I don't know, succeeded at one of the things he's tried at? Every shooter has to eventually devolve into a Rambo-esque shooting gallery, but these two just killed hundreds of Nazis while holding down one location, and that includes Nazis in armoured cars, tanks and planes. Forget the atomic bomb, boys, we should have dropped Mason and Bridger onto Hiroshima. Too soon? There's basically 2 AI difficulty settings in this campaign, Dumb and Dumberer. We'll just call these difficulty settings Harold and Lloyd. For some reason, these flamethrower guys have near impenetrable Iron Man suits that require whole magazines of bullets to even make a dent.
Roger! It's a fucking cavalry! They're here, son! We're saved!
The just in the nick of time cliché. The smoke coming from the fire in the middle is going straight up, while the smoke from the other fires are being blown to the right. Inconsistent wind is inconsistent.
You know, them Greek islands are absolutely lovely this time of year.
The lovely this time of year cliché. Mason and Bridger had some genuine and funny chemistry. Kudos to writers and voice actors for making them enjoyable characters. Billy Bridger, lightning round.
Are you Billy Bridger? Because you're Billy Bridger. Tell me, Bridger. Oh, Bridger, liven yourself up.
Courtesy of Billy Bridger.
Jesus Christ, Bridger, did you plant your bomb? Bridger!
Jesus Christ, Bridger, that was incredible. Brother Bridger to HMS Sussex, can you hear me? Courtesy of Billy Bridger.
Or are you Billy Bridger?
I'm so sorry, Bridger.
Bridger! I'm gonna say it, Bridger.
I am. Oh, Billy f***ing Bridger!
More reading. The visuals are absolutely stunning, possibly the best in any shooter ever. Remove a sin.
Jeg trenger ikke bry meg om slike detaljer.
I appreciate all the war stories being in their native language. It's a great touch that really adds to the authenticity. Remove 5 sins. On the other hand, it is quite difficult to be in the middle of a shootout and simultaneously try to read what the characters are saying. Works great in cutscenes, not so much during gameplay. How did that soldier see or hear that tiny lure hit the snow in the cold winter night? If he had those type of superhuman senses, maybe he should have heard her loudly walking in the snow. 5 bullets in the chest? Alive. 1 throwing knife to the shoulder blade? Dead. I vote we make this the new Wilhelm scream. That's actually the exact sound I uttered when I saw that tiger tank in the prologue. Interesting choice for that soldier to charge her with his gun drawn, instead of just shooting her while she had her back turned. Must be an advanced tactic. Yes, definitely an advanced tactic. Now you shoot! Fun fact, these heavy water raids were conducted by a group of men and bombers over the span of a couple of years. So I guess this is accurate? Solveig... I can't really pronounce her name. Let's just call her Lara the Terminator Croft from now on. So Lara the Terminator Croft is the most... Well, actually, I guess the name is pretty self-explanatory. Just add a sin. Funny that simply pulling that latch will make the whole substation blow up like that. I think it was made by the same engineers that designed the Death Star. Astrid conspicuously handing the satchel to her daughter was probably a good indicator that they should hurry the f*** up and restrain them. Especially since they already surrendered their weapons. Video game or not, if it's freezing and below sub-zero temperatures, and you fall into icy water after already walking 5 miles in said sub-zero temperatures, and you have nowhere to go, and no one to help you, then you're dead. No special telethon, no burial, no national anthem. Yeah, just dead. Surrender? She just killed 100 of your buddies! This is the textbook time to shoot now, ask questions later. In the cutscene, she dropped that grenade 1 foot in front of her. No way she still has her legs, or arms, or face, or body, or organs. Reading! Fuck! DICE promised to tell us stories that we hadn't heard before, and I must say they succeeded. This is the only part in the whole campaign where you feel like a smaller part of a much bigger conflict. These explosive spectacles on the battlefield is magnificent. Unfortunately, we're still only on foot. Fuck you! If you thought you were going to use vehicles in this epic battle.
Laisse-le partir, petit frère.
Idrissa's nobility is genuinely moving. Remove a sin.
C'est toi qui vas prendre le château tout seul.
Imagine leur tête si on arrivait à se faufiler par l'arrière et qu'on le capture. Ce serait quelque chose à raconter à nos enfants, Idrissa. Surtout toi qui es très vieux maintenant.
I blame Idrissa here. He could have been the voice of reason in Tepper Demay's mad lust for glory. You guys are really going to take the chance and just stand there as they blow the wall open with some artillery?
Oh mon Dieu! Idrissa! Réveille-moi! Idrissa!
In the short amount of time we got to know these characters, I already cared about them. This death scene is very heart-wrenching.
Regarde, Idrissa. Nous sommes des rois.
Dead kings? Dick. No Russian story. No Japanese story. No American story. F***ing, it was a world war after all, just add 5 cents for all the missing stories. The Battlefield 5 release schedule was a complete and total albatross and required a secret map that you had to urinate on and use a blacklight to decipher. If you are an Original Access Premier member, then you could have started playing the full game on November 9th with absolutely no restrictions, but keep in mind that the Premier service is only on PC. EA actually got antsy and just let people start playing on November 8th, which caused great confusion. If you had the regular Origin Access or EA Access, then you could play a trial of the game starting on November 9th with a 10-hour restriction. Note that you couldn't play the full campaign, since that in itself is not 10 hours. You could only play about an hour and a half of the war stories, and then the rest of the time you could spend on multiplayer. If you bought a deluxe edition of Battlefield 5, then you could start playing on November 15th on PC, Xbox One or PS4. For the standard edition of the game, you had to wait until November 20th to start playing, but luckily you could start preloading on November 18th, so that's good, I guess.
I am no Billy f***ing preacher!
Hey everyone, this is Axel Lopler speaking. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're feeling adventurous, ring the bell to get notified when we release new videos. Also make sure to check out my YouTube channel, The Irate Brit, linked in the description below for bloopers for today's video. Happy gaming!